everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I am back today with another loaded box of goodies from Bead Box Bargains. They are, of course, the sister site to the very fun Bargain Bead Box subscription, and you can find a lot of great deals there. And if you are a subscriber to the subscription, you get a monthly coupon to use at their store, and it's generally about 30% off, which makes their already closeout prices an even better deal. So I've got lots of things to share with you again as we await our December bargain bead box. And you don't have to be a subscriber to that subscription in order to shop the store. And in fact, I have a coupon code you can use. It's Opal15, OPAL15. That will save you 15% off your order. And I will leave that as well as the link to the subscription and the store right down below the video so you can check both of those out. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into this box. All right, so you can see everything's wrapped up snugly in this bubble wrap. And as usual, I have a packing list that is several pages long. You can see that this bundle came to about $120, including the shipping, which was $375, and that was last month's coupon code. You can see that that saved about $50 off the entire purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and get organized with this bundle, and then I'll show you all of these finds up close. All right, let's go ahead and kick it off with some of these gemstone strands. So first I have several of the pink opal chip beads. These are 30-inch long strands of approximately 4 to 10 millimeter size beads, and they came to $6.79 each before the discount. And it's just a ton of these chips, and I really like that they had these because I do really enjoy working with gemstone chip beads now more than I used to. I've got a lot of tutorials actually incorporating them. If you haven't seen those, I believe I have a gemstone chip tutorial playlist, and it's nice to have something different than rose quartz in the shade of pink. So I wanted to pick these up not just because they were pink opal, but because I don't usually see this type of variety in the multi-packs of gemstone chip beads that I pick up typically from like BB Craft. So here you can get a good idea of the different shades of this very dusty light pink, and it's also mixed with some earthy shades of gray and a little bit of light tan and some white. All the stones are of course just a little bit different, and I've just got these strands all wrapped around my hand. And I really like that variety. So next, they also had a selection of the peach moonstone chips. This is another 30-inch strand of the same size chip beads. These were $4.99 before the discount. So very similar to the pink opal, except these are in the more peachy tone of the moonstone. You get that hint of shimmer there, which is fun. This strand being full of some more warmer shades, but also has the addition of the cooler tones like the grays and the white along with these two. All right, next I figured I would show you all of these strands together. They're all fancy Jasper gemstone beads. I have some coin beads, which are the ones that are more like a flat disc shape. I have some 8 and 10 millimeter faceted rounds. The facets are really kind of subtle, but they are there if you look closely. And then this really cool strand that is full of these fancy Jasper hearts, which I just think are so fun. And all the stones, of course, are a little bit different. You get a lot of different things going on with the fancy Jasper, including a lot of green, some shades of gold like mustard yellow, even a little bit of mauve, sometimes burgundy, and some other earthy shades that all come together. The heart beads are a 7.5-inch strand. They were $5.49. The coin beads, $7.49 for that 14.5-inch strand, and the 14.5-inch strands of the rounds were $5.89 and $7.49. So then when you factor in that 30% off coupon or 15% off coupon, if you are not a subscriber to the subscription box, you're already getting really good prices on these items, and that just makes it even sweeter. Next up, I'll show you these together also. These are strands of Unikite faceted rounds. I've got a 4mm and a 6mm strand. And this is one that is found in the state where I live, actually, in Virginia, which is pretty cool. But you get that mixture of the very mossy and kind of olive green with some of those shades of salmon and peach and orangey red, and also some spots of gray and sometimes black and white, but mostly green with that hint of salmon. So a really interesting stone. You can see those subtle facets on these two strands as well. These are both 14.5 inches long and $4.59 and $4.79 per strand. So I do want to point out that some of these items might no longer be available at Bead Box Bargains because they are a closeout store and they have limited quantities of items. Things go in and out very quickly, so it's one of those places that you want to check back on regularly because the stock is always changing. And even if you can't get your hands on some of these items that you see today, like I usually say, I'm sure there's items that have been listed since I placed my order that I didn't see. So have fun checking back and seeing what they have in stock because things are always moving and they've done a lot of expansion. All right, next I thought I'd show you some of the pendants I picked up. So this is a bag containing 2 pieces of jade green glass rectangles. These are 35 by 24 millimeter, $1.39 for the pack of 2. And they're not jade, as you can see, they are glass, but they have that same jade green-like color and quality to them. And such a great price for the 2 of them. Even if the one has something right there, it doesn't bother me at all because these are something I would use to definitely bead around or do some wire work around because they are so solid in their color. It's not like I'd be hiding too much. You'd still get a lot of the green coming through, even if you chose to use that as a backdrop. And you can see that hole there at the top, very smooth edges and a really lovely color. Next up, I have a couple of ceramic pendants. I thought these were pretty cool. They are 39 millimeter square porcelain with the dragonfly. I have the green sage color and the royal blue. These were $2.69 each before the discount. These are really cool, these tiles, especially if you know somebody who really is into dragonflies, or even if they're not, this is pretty subtle. It's got a lot of texture to it, but it's very smooth. That glaze went on beautifully around those raised areas and the body of the dragonfly and around that border. The other side looks like it's in really good shape too. The color is just beautiful on both of them. We have a lot of color showing up, especially with that blue one that's very vibrant. All right, next for the pendants, I picked up some of their crystals. These are called the Fancy Marquee Crystal Pendants, and you can see got that interesting cut edge. And these are quite sparkly. I believe this is the Crystal Sunshine variety. Picked up 2 of those, 99 cents each before the discount. You can see the hole that goes through the top. And there's the look at the back of this one. So definitely on par with your Chinese crystal stones, not Preciosa or Swarovski quality, but that's okay. I just thought these were really fun. And then the next variety I have, I believe these are the Crystal Shadow. These are also 16 by 11 millimeter fancy marquee shaped crystal pendants. Same cost for these. And then I have the Vitrail Light, which is that like light blue and lavender combination, and 2 of the Crystal AB. These are slightly different in the way they look, so I probably wouldn't use them together if I was being nitpicky. That one's got more of the foiled back, it looks like, and then this one has a lighter foiled back, so it just gives it a slightly different appearance on the other side, but they are really sparkly and fun and a really cute shape. And then 2 of these pale steel blue crystal teardrop pendants, 16 by 9 millimeter. These were $1.19 per piece. And there's a closer look at this one. They're both actually in really good shape. They don't have the foiling on the back, so it lets the light shine right through, and you can see all those really pretty facets. All right, next I have quite a bit of check glass to show you also. As you know, they've been getting a lot of check glass in. If you've been shopping with Bead Box Bargains for a while, they didn't used to have so much variety, and it's still really exciting to see all the new things they keep getting in. All right, so first up, I've got 4 bags of the check pressed glass rosebud beads. I've got 2 bags in the red with silver wash and 2 bags with the gold wash. These were $1.89 per bag. They're quite chunky. They would make a beautiful center to a beaded flower, I think. Could definitely hold their own in some earrings. They've got a decent size to them. They're about 13 millimeters round. And as you can see, 3 pieces per bag. And here they are out of the bag. You can see they look like they are carved. The way the design is imprinted in these round glass beads, looking like a rosebud, as it says, and the wash kind of settles right in there to bring out those details, and the hole goes right through the center. And then I have some feather beads. These are also check pressed glass, 10 pieces per bag. They are a 5 by 17 millimeter size. And these are the alabaster caraway variety, 99 cents per bag. They have a beautiful sheen on them, that luster, kind of light silvery coating that's over the top, and they really kind of look stone-like. I like the imprinted detail they have all the way down. They have a slight curve to them. They remind me of dagger beads, just a little bit different, but they have the same hole placement that's up there. It goes through the top. And even though these are called feather beads, you could definitely use them as leaf beads as well. So another interesting shape that you could use perhaps in a beaded flower, or I think they would make some amazing bead embroidery, especially in an embroidered bird or feather design. I also picked up the same shape and size feather beads in the metallic champagne color. This is kind of a light antique gold, also 99 cents per bag for the 10 pieces in each. Really gorgeous, that metallic, and you can see just subtly the design that goes up and down the bead, and these actually would complement those other feathers pretty well color-wise. And then I did pick up some dagger beads. I actually have this first selection that is in the crystal / terracotta pink, 99 cents for 10 pieces of these. These are the standard 16 by 5 millimeter size. Another one with a gorgeous metallic sheen over the top. They have a golden cast to them over top of that light peachy terracotta color. And I have a new beaded flower design that incorporates the daggers, and I cannot wait to share it. So perhaps these will pop up in that. We'll just have to see, but I'm really enjoying picking these up for that purpose when I see the dagger beads on their site. All right, and then next for the dagger beads, I have the jet black with Picasso. These are also a matte finish bead, so they're not super shiny. 99 cents per bag, and that's the standard dagger size as well. Here is a closer look at some of those in my hand. That's from one bag, and you can see the subtle Picasso splashed over the top. That is a little bit more subtle when seen along with that matte finish. All right, and then this really fun combination. These are the alabaster / peacock vitriol splash, 99 cents for each bag as well, 10 pieces inside. These would make a really fun beaded flower also. And look at all the different colors that pop out against that neutral kind of grayish silvery background. I also think these would be great layered with other daggers, maybe in solid colors to break them up a little bit. And they would go with a lot of different things depending on which colors you pulled out to coordinate them with. All right, next for the check press glass, I have some of these mini tulip beads. I have the cornflower with the copper wash, and I have the cornflower with the gold wash. 2 bags of each. They have 20 pieces inside each bag for $2.29 a piece. So here's a look at the copper and the gold side by side next to each other. They have that very, very light cornflower, pale grayish blue in the background, the tulip shape with the metallic wash that settles in, and a hole that runs up and down through the length of the bead. And they're the same on both sides. All right, next I have 2 bags containing 24 pieces of 6mm check press glass flat squares in teal green / Picasso. 99 cents per bag for these little squares. And there they are, really pretty shade of green, maybe like a Kelly green with that Picasso finish over it, giving it some more of an olive green look in some spots, tones it down a little bit. And the hole runs through the center of the square, and as it says, it's a flat square, so not a cube. And I'm always a fan of using these types of flat shapes for bracelets in particular, just because they tend to be extra comfortable when they're flatter like that. Next, I have one bag containing 2 of the 18mm Czech pressed glass ammonite fossil shell beads. They are red with bronze luster, $1.09 for the bag. I think these could make really cool button closures if you got extra creative. I've also seen these used in the center of bead embroidery with beading around these, making a really interesting looking pendant. There is a hole that runs through the center of the bead, and that is a look at about how thick they are. I think that metallic coating is gorgeous over top of that red. And then somehow I missed these feather beads. These are the opaque yellow / Picasso / gold wash. Another really cool variety with a hint of a metallic look. There's a closer look. So even though it says yellow, you can just get a hint of that yellow coming out from underneath the coatings that these beads have. And it's really toned down with the addition of the gold and Picasso finish. And then next are 2 bags containing 5 pieces of the 14mm Czech pressed glass fancy pattern lentil beads red with copper wash, $1.29 per bag. I've also seen them called button beads, and they come in all different colors and all different washes. Hold that one up to the light so you can see that bright red that shows through underneath that copper wash. This is a 1-hole bead. It's got the hole that runs right there through the center. And then next are 2 bags containing the 8mm Czech pressed glass druck beads in lavender spice. There's 16 pieces per bag, $1.49 each. I love this combination. It's really earthy, yet you get that pop of that violet purple or lavender, along with the stone-like quality. Look like some type of a dyed gemstone. That's what these remind me of. They're all just a little bit different with the way the finish is laid out and how the beads are coated. All right, next are some strands of the pressed glass bicone beads. I have 2 in the 8mm size called denim / turquoise blue swirl, 15 pieces on those strands for 99 cents each. And then I have the 6mm size in the rest of them, including blue multi swirl, green / crystal luster, denim blue / white swirl, and then a single strand of the lime / ivory / luster. And then next for strands of Czech glass, I have 2 of the English cut rounds in rosaline / gold luster, the one on the left, of course, and then 2 of the strands of the teal cobalt / Picasso. These are all the tiny 4mm size. There's 50 pieces per strand, and they were $1.99 each, and both just so lovely to look at in their own way. Yet another shape of Czech glass, and when you see them like this where they're almost round, you can sometimes substitute this in place of other 4mm round pearls or round glass beads to give your work a little bit more texture. So a really versatile item to have, not only for stringing, but for other projects too. Next up are 4 strands of 4mm fire polish beads. These are in Jet Picasso, $1.59 each. 48 pieces per strand. You can see how that Picasso finish really jumps off that black background. You get a lot of the yellow tone coming through and a little bit of that cream and gray as well. Next are strands of the fire polish faceted rondelle beads. I have colors including indigo / Picasso, so that would be that one right there. I also have the mixed tea greens / Picasso, so that one right there. There's a peach with silver wash, also a jonquil with a bronze wash, and we have mixed berry Picasso. These were all between $2.09 and $2.69 per strand with 30 pieces on each of them. And then I have this mini strand of the Check Glass Forget-Me-Not Spacer beads in the etched crystal / copper wash, $2.29 for 50 pieces of those. They're about a 5mm size. And there's a look at that metallic etched looking face of the bead. And I just got a comment recently. Somebody was asking how you can use the Check Glass spacer beads like this instead of using them as spacers. And what I suggested and what I've seen before, not only in embroidery, these make really fun shapes for embroidery projects, but in bead weaving too, you can layer something like this on top of other floral-like shapes or petal components. Use this in the middle with a little seed bead secured on the top to hold it in place. So think layering, and that way you can see the face of this bead, just as one example. All right, we're coming to the end of the Check Glass. I think this is the last item. This is a strand of the jet black teardrop beads in the 4x6mm size. And this is $1.35 for the 50 pieces of these shiny black teardrops. I just used these in a recent pendant tutorial and an earring tutorial too, called Hearthside. And then these aren't Check Glass, they're just another type of glass bead. This is a strand 15 inches long of 3mm rounds, and the color is called Turquoise Stardust. This is $1.89. Beautiful combination of that dreamy blue with that dusted metallic coating over the top. All right, now we'll wrap it up with some findings. So in addition to the gemstones and Check Glass and other glass beads and crystals that you can find on Bead Box Bargains, you can also find a wide variety of all different types of findings in different tones of metal, including chain. Great place to pick that up. And this time around, I saw they had some mixed packs of different types of metallic components. I picked up 2 packs of the 10 grams of key charms. It's mixed metal finishes, all different designs. It's a random pick, so your bag would look a little bit different than mine probably, but something similar to this, and 99 cents per bag. And that is so fun. Look at all the different tones of metal and different sizes, from the teeny tiny silver heart key charms, the little gold one there, to the larger and more ornate metallic keys. These are fun to bead around if you get a larger component like this, especially when they have all those different openings that give you opportunities to use those in different ways. So since I showed you those keys, I also picked up a bag of 2 of the silver tone keys, the 60mm size. These are $1.09 for the 2 pieces. And there you go. So you could turn this into an interesting beaded pendant. You could, of course, use these in wire wrapping. A lot of different things you can do if you use your imagination. All right, and then next I picked up 2 bags of the 10 grams of mixed leaf charms, another random pick, 99 cents per bag. So here's a look at what came in those 2 bags together. So again, just all different types of metallic components. Don't know quite what you're gonna get, but that's kind of fun. I'm just gonna go ahead and call that a maple leaf, even though it looks like something else, but we're not gonna go there. And all different metals. As you can see, those are cute little curved gold tone ones. Really cool. That big silver pendant component. Some of these I've actually picked up separately. And then I did the random pick as well of the flower charms. These are all in antique bronze though. So here's the variety that came in those 2 bags. So just gives you an idea of what's inside of those. Maybe you saw these on their site, and this will show you kind of the types of things you can expect. That's a cool rose right there. All different sorts of things. They also had a music note themed variety pack, so I picked that up. Got lots of treble clefs. I don't see any bass clefs. We got music notes, so just like what you'd expect in a random variety pack, and a fun surprise of metal components. Here's a mixture of more leaf beads in the antique bronze. Here's a closer look at that. So this was one bag, and looks like some little ginkgo leaves there. That's pretty cool. And then the antique silver variety of the flower charms, same deal, mixture, but these all in silver, and 2 bags of those, and same deal with all the different shapes and sizes inside. And then in addition to all of that, I got a little thank you for your order pack. They usually send a little free gift with each order, which is really sweet. And this is definitely the most I've ever gotten on a free gift, which is awesome. Maybe that's because it's December or they're doing an end of the year clean out. I don't know, but that's awesome to get not only 1 pack, but 4 little bonus packs of items included with the order. Really sweet. Their customer service is awesome, not only for their shop, but also for their subscription. And I cannot recommend them enough, both of those different options, whether you want their monthly bargain bead box or you just want to pick out different things from their sister site, as you can see here. And like I said, I will leave the link directly to their shop right down below, as well as the coupon code for both that and for the subscription. Have fun checking them out and seeing what new things they've added or things that I didn't share with you here today. But if you haven't discovered their shop yet, hopefully this gave you a good look at the variety of things that you can find on their site and an idea of their really great pricing. So huge thank you to you all for being with me today again for another round of Bead Box Bargains finds. It's always a pleasure to have you, and I really appreciate you being here. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you picked up any of the same items I did this month or anything else you'd like to say. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well if you haven't already, and feel free to share with your other bead-loving friends. I'll be back again real soon. Until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.